Greetings, everyone, and once more, welcome to Great Mind TV. As you all know, it is always a great privilege having you guys here. There is an old African adage that says, if your hands put you in trouble, you may probably escape it. If your eyes put you in trouble, you may probably escape it. But if your mouth put you in trouble, you may never escape it. I know this might sound exaggerated, but in this video, I will be sharing with you the advantages of being silent. And after watching this video, you may come to the conclusion that silence may be that best friend that will never betray you. Together, we will see the 7 advantages of silence. When you know when to close your mouth, when you speak, your words will be so precious. It would be as though you are removing gold from your mouth. Thanks to this video, you will notice that silence can save you from a whole lot of troubles. If you are a quiet person already, you will be familiar with many of the things I will be saying here. And if you are someone who talks a lot and have difficulties in controlling your emotion, then this video will help you to know many other things about yourself, thus becoming a better version of yourself. We keep improving every day. So before we dive into the 7 advantages of silence, this is Great Mind TV. I do videos on Christian faith and lifestyle. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do me a favor by subscribing. It won't cost you any money, so that when next I upload a video, you will be notified. That being said, the very first thing here on my list on the advantage of being silent is that silence makes you mysterious. To be a very charismatic person, you must be mysterious. And for you to be mysterious, you need to learn how to close your mouth when necessary. Why is this important? Because people will want to know more about you simply because you didn't say much about yourself. When you know when to talk and when to be silent, your level of charisma increases considerably. I am talking about silence, not lack of self-confidence, because they are two different things. You might be there, you are silent because you are not sure of what you want to say. That is not silent, that is lack of self-confidence. But the silence I'm talking about here is you actually have something to say, but you deliberately stay quiet just for people to say what they want to say, or you speak only when it is necessary or when you are given the opportunity to speak. Learn to listen to people without cutting them short, even when you have something to say. The second advantage of silence here is that silence will save you from a whole lot of troubles. It may have occurred to you maybe once or twice to regret something you actually said, whereas you would have been silent. Just like in the African adage above, if you say something you were not supposed to say, you may spend the rest of your life regretting it. Okay, let me just tell you this short story. Once upon a time in a kingdom, a man committed a crime, and whosoever committed that crime was to die by hanging. The day they were supposed to hang him, the rope they wanted to use cut. And when the king saw this, he said, this might be a sign that we should release this man, we should forgive him. That was the only exception. So he gave an order that they should release him, they should free him, and that's what they did. The king was curious, and he called the men to ask what was that man's reaction when he was released. And they told the king that the man was insulting the kingdom, that the kingdom don't even have a good rope to hang somebody. When the king heard this, he was furious, and he said that he will show him that they actually have good rope to hang someone. And the next day he died by hanging. In most situations, the best solution is to know how to close your mouth. The third advantage of silence is that silence makes the person talking to you stubborn. So imagine a situation whereby someone is arguing with you and you are silent. You don't say a single word. This person speaks and shouts, yet you remain indifferent. Do you know that person will feel ridiculous in front of you because he is going left and right, yet you are not saying a single word? He is the one now trying to convince you. You are the master of the situation, and this makes you even more charismatic. When you finally speak, the truth is he is going to listen to you attentively. Why? Because you haven't said much. You actually have more chances of winning him. Why? Because he has said everything he wanted to say. You can now use those things to your own advantage. Silence has so many advantages, and if you use it wisely, you will notice that silence is actually a friend that will never betray you. So the fourth advantage here on my list is silence is the best communication tool to have ever existed. Yes, a good diplomat is not someone who knows how to talk. A good diplomat is someone who knows how to listen. People like to talk about themselves. So if you are that one person who can listen attentively to other people, speak till they are done with what they are saying without cutting them short, then you will notice that your communication with people will always be interesting and people will like to discuss more with you. Knowing how to talk is very good, but knowing how to listen is more important. Even if you are an illiterate and you possess the ability to listen to people attentively without cutting them short, people will enjoy talking with you than talking with a PhD holder who doesn't know how to close his mouth when it's necessary. Plus, we don't learn much when we speak. Rather, we learn when we listen. It is for a reason that we have 2 ears and a single mouth. It means that we should listen more but speak less. The fifth advantage of silence is that it increases our creativity. Thomas Edison, who created the bulb we are using today, didn't do it in a noisy place. So noisy places won't help us to be creative. People who are the most creative in this world know how to use calmness to bring into existence what is not existing, or to do great innovation. Each moment we spend time with ourselves in silence, we begin to know ourselves more, and it also develops our creativity. When we talk about creativity, we are talking about concentration, and you cannot concentrate if you are always in a noisy place. Always create quiet time with yourself, with God, meditating, praying, and by so doing you will be increasing your competence. The sixth advantage of silence is that silence will enable you to save a lot of energy. Energy is one of the most important things you can ever have here on earth. If you are a football fan, you would have noticed the energy people put in to argue the Messi Ronaldo stuff, and some people even get to the point of fight each other. And the worst part of all this is that after arguing and fighting each other on something who didn't bring value back to them, they end up being hungry and thirsty. But if you are a silent person, you won't have that much energy to invest in something like that. So it's going to save you a lot of energy to invest in more meaningful things. The seventh advantage of silence, it enables you to observe people. Yes, I know these are not the only advantages of being silent, but these are the 7 I wanted to list out. So we said it enables us to observe people. Imagine yourself in a hall and everybody in that hall is shouting and they are doing crazy stuff, and you are the only person who decide not to do any of those things. This first of all enables you to do what? To observe the situation and also observe the people that are around. And when you know yourself, it becomes easier for you to know others. And if you are someone who have really mastered the arts of silence, observing other human beings will enable you to understand, to even know what may be going on inside of them. Aside from that, you become more charismatic, the most mature and admired person in the hall. It is said when everyone is doing the same thing, then nobody is doing something. To be different, you must be doing what others are not doing. By so doing, you will be increasing amazingly in intelligence and maturity. So that was that for today's video. And if there is anything you must take from this video, it is you could be betrayed by everything, but never by your own silence. Learn to be calm. Open your mouth to speak only when it is necessary. Okay, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.